आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। जय गुरु जी। ओवर टू यू नीरजा आंटी।
Jai Guruji.
जय गुरु जी।
Do I start or do I?
Jai Guru ji. I'll be requesting Seema Kumar aunty, please unmute yourself और संगत जी का स्वागत करें प्लीज और सेशन को चलाएं।
Okay.
सीमा।
Jai Guruji, Suresh Vasan uncle and Dr. Neerja Arora and some all the members. And I welcome you, Dr. Neerja, to start your reading. And it's no coincidence. 2 weeks back, you were my co-host and I came to know you. And I feel very blessed to, you rang me up and you wanted to know what I was going to speak. And we coordinated very well and the session went off very well. So I pray to Guruji today also the session should also, should go very well because we were really in sync with each other that day. And so hopefully today also by Guruji's blessings, we will go further than that. So I welcome you to start your chapter. And it was very nice knowing you. Earlier, I had not known you, so it's my pleasure to welcome you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Seema ji. Uncle, shall I begin now?
Yes, aunty, you may proceed, please. Jai Guru ji.
Thank you. Thank you. Jai Guruji, Sangat ji, I feel very blessed and privileged today. By Guruji's grace, I have been assigned the seva of reading and interpreting a small chapter from the divine book, The Flowers of Gratitude, which has been penned down by Kamlesh Mehta Aunty ji under inspiration from the wonderful time she spent with Guruji. The chapter is titled This Moment. I will first read the chapter in entirety and thereafter we will go through the paragraphs again and dwell upon the profound messages which are enshrined in seemingly simple and sweet words. So the name of the chapter is This Moment, and it begins with a quote by Lauren Catt, and the quote is, "The only way to survive eternity is to be able to appreciate each moment." Auntie writes, "Your only reality is this moment, right now and right here. The secret to health for young body and young soul is not to mourn about the past, not to worry about the future, but to live in the present moment, mindfully and purposefully. True wealth is the ability to live the present moment fully. No other time and place are real. You can find lifelong peace and abundance in such simple awareness." There is profound wisdom to this. There is a reason why all enlightened souls, right from the Buddha to other mindfulness teachers, have focused on the present moment. Yoga is one of the techniques meant to bring back to the present moment. Buddha defined enlightenment as freedom from suffering. He understood very early on that most of our suffering is created in the mind. We create our suffering ourselves with how we think and deal with our present moment. Hard times come to all of us, but we can choose how we respond to them. Just because you justify your sadness or anxiety doesn't mean that you have to take the bait. You can choose a different response in now. You can choose to laugh and smile through the hard times. When there is pain, you can deal with it right now. Dive into it, feel it, and express it so that your next now is not painful. Cultivate the best now. And in the end, there is a quote Forever is composed of nows. So Sangatji, this is the chapter that is this moment in the book, The Flowers of Gratitude. And let's now move forward and see what is the inherent message in this chapter. This moment, Auntie Ji says, your only reality is this moment, ye pal, right now and right here. I'm reminded of a very beautiful song of Sahib Ludhianvi. It is from the film Waqt in 1965. And every word of the song carries the same message. Aage bhi jaane na tu, piche bhi jaane na tu. Jo bhi hai, bas yahi ek pal hai. Auntie Ji says, the secret to health for young body and young soul is not to mourn about the past, not to worry about the future, but to live in the present moment mindfully and purposefully. Somebody somewhere also said, yesterday is history, tomorrow is mystery. This moment, yeh pal, is a gift. That is why it is called the present. इस पल के साए में अपना ठिकाना है, इस पल के आगे की हर शय फसाना है. कल किसने देखा है, कल किसने जाना है, इस पल से पाएगा जो तुझको पाना है. जीने वाले सोच ले, यही वक्त है, कर ले पूरी आरज़ू. आगे भी जाने न तू, पीछे भी जाने न तू. जो भी है, बस यही एक पल है, this moment. Auntie Ji says, true wealth is the ability to live the present moment fully. No other time and place are real. You can find lifelong peace and abundance in such simple awareness. There is profound wisdom to this. There is a reason why all enlightened souls, right from Buddha to other mindfulness teachers, have focused on the present moment. Yoga is one of the techniques meant to bring back to the present moment. Let's delve into it a little further. The term mindfulness means being able to remember, to keep something in mind. We tend to confuse mindfulness with alertness, but actually these are two separate things. Mindfulness means being able to remember where you want to keep your awareness, whereas alertness means being aware of what is actually happening. Mindful is also not concentration. Actually, mindful is like an understanding ability. Mindfulness is the fundamental human ability to completely understand where we are and what we do, not to be overreactive or be overwhelmed by what is happening around us. Being aware makes it simpler to enjoy the delights of life as they occur. It lets you become involved completely and generates an increased ability to cope with your circumstances. When we are focusing on the here and now through mindfulness, we are less prone to ponder on future problems or regret over the past. We are less concerned about the achievement or self-esteem, and we develop close links with others. Sangatji, I thought I knew about mindfulness because people often spoke about things like eating mindfully, and I thought I was practicing that at times. Then I looked up to understand, what did Buddha say about this? Many people tell us that Buddha taught two different types of meditation: mindfulness meditation and concentration meditation. Mindfulness meditation, they say, is the direct and very simple path. It has many steps, which include, number one, keeping the body still. Number two, observing the breath, as we do during yogic pranayama. And then bringing in alertness or sampragyan, or being aware of what is actually going on in the present around us. and ardency, which means bringing our thoughts back if they tend to drift away. And not only doing that, but also really trying to penetrate more and more into the subtle details of what is actually happening. Thus, mindfulness means a mental state achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present moment, the here and now, this moment, while calmly acknowledging and accepting one's feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations. Sangatji, our practical Guruji has been guiding us towards mindfulness only. At his darbar, he has guided the Sangat to sit still for an hour or two in complete silence, not in a trance, but in a state of advanced awareness as well as stillness. When we sit like that and we listen to Shabads, feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations appear. And the Shabad Kirtan in the background helps to bring the focus of each devotee back to here and now. And this is where we all get access to the core truths. We find answers that we are seeking and we get healed. Auntie Ji further says, Buddha defined enlightenment as freedom from suffering. He understood very early on that most of our suffering is created in the mind. We create our suffering ourselves with how we think and deal with our present moment. Sangatji, in my limited capacity, I understand that our nows are more often than not clouded by the baggage of disillusionment, frustrations, and anger that we bring with us from our past, and resultant lack of faith, trust, and excessive fears that we have for our future. Both anger and fear are robbers of the abundant treasures of health, wealth, joy, and happiness, which we can manifest during this present moment. There is no reason to suffer in the present, as it is still an unopened gift, full of all potentials. But our mind plays the game and makes us suffer due to an interplay of past anger and future worries. We deepen our misfortunes by dwelling upon them. The mind must be emptied before it is filled. The great universe is open to us, but we are not always open to it, to its blessings, its inspiration, its lessons. Through mindfulness, we actually empty our mind of these, make it aware of the present as it actually is, and nudge the mind to focus on the solutions that are here and now, and which this moment offers to us. In this way, we can actually let go of the pettiness and gain poise, tranquility, and steadiness as true children of Guruji, which further helps us to accomplish a lot with whatever we set our heart or minds at. Recall that Guruji has always said that we must keep aside our aham as well as our vahem. This is because Guruji always wanted us to be happy. He always wanted the Sangat to and told them, Ja ash kar. Sangatji, we can also now relate that aham or ego is what causes anger and frustration. And vahem is our response to the fears that we have. These two factors play on our mind and rob us of our happiness in the present. Sangatji, fearlessness comes from selflessness. We do our best when we are least conscious of ourselves, when we surrender. The only place where we can actually be happy and joyful and do ash through Guruji's blessing is by letting go of our self-centeredness and staying in the domain of now and here. And this is the essence of the chapter movement. We are eternally protected. Know this and be fearless. We have to be born again as his children for our burdens to roll off. The child has not the wisdom and calculation that a grown-up person has, and he's always protected. As we cling to our burdens, in Guruji, we have learned to trust again. We can let go of our aham and vehem. We can surrender ourselves completely, and our sorrows and burdens will drop away from us just like that. Auntie Ji says again, hard times come to all of us, but we can choose how we respond to them. Just because you justify your sadness or anxiety doesn't mean that you have to take the bait. You can choose a different response in now. Sangat Ji, whatever is said and done, there are times when we lose control, when we play victim, and when we give excuses for our bad behavior, thoughts, and actions. This moment is our opportunity to understand how we can train our mind and monitor our actions so that henceforth we can take responsibility and use different and correct responses so that our nows can manifest in more divine fashion. Auntie Ji says, you can choose to laugh and smile through the hard times. When there is pain, you can deal with it right now. Dive into it, feel it, express it so that your next now is not painful. Cultivate the best now. Auntie says, she doesn't tell us to run away from pain. She asks us to experience that pain and to learn from it, to live it fully. Sangat Ji, last couple of years have brought hard times to majority of our friends and family and people across the world. It might be difficult for anyone to laugh and smile through such difficult times. It is difficult for people to deal with immense hardships and loss of dear ones just in a handful of moments. But it would help if we all understand that we are connected now to an endless source of blessings. Life is ephemeral, nothing lasts forever, neither good nor bad, and there will be better times soon. I remember Kamlesh Auntie Ji's personal satsang about how she was devastated after her Uncle Ji passed away. And then after a few months of utter sadness, she was scheduled by the family to visit Bada Mandir, after which she found the strength to come out of the state and get a hold of the life in its now. It's a very inspiring satsang indeed. A period of grief is understandable, but one must snap out of it at some time and face the new now and its reality, and with hope and faith and renewed vigor, with a shukrana for whatever is with us, whatever good happened earlier, and whatever new will await us in the future. This is the key to eternal happiness, because, as Auntie Ji says at last, forever is composed of nows. Forever is composed of a chain of nows and many nows. Sangat Ji, it is so good that the book is named as The Flowers of Gratitude, and the narration of the chapter this moment ends on a note of shukrana. Because the attitude of gratitude and expression of shukrana is another core teaching of our beloved Guruji. We must be like the flowers, which are full of colors, fragrance, and softness, and are epitome of purity, humility, and beauty. They bring hope, joys, and cheers. I thank Kamlesh Auntie Ji for writing about her life and times with Guruji and aptly offering her words as the flowers of gratitude. I also thank Shukrana Guruji, the multilingual platform, Suresh Uncle Ji, Nilima Auntie, and Seema Kumar Auntie Ji for making this narration happen today. Jai Guruji. Jai Guruji. Over to you, Suresh Uncle and Seema Kumar Auntie.
Yeah, Auntie, you spoke very well. It was very, very profound. And as rightly said, when we delve into our past, it only gives pain, only pain and nothing else. And it adds to our worries. And so I feel that we should live for the present, as said by Auntie, and we should live for the moment. And when we are with the same, when we live with the moment, you're with the same current that flows through the Lord. You're swimming in the same lake where the God Lord is swimming to when we live in the present. You're going to be cleansed and purified with the water that has touched the Lord Almighty. That is why it is important to be living in the moment. This is my take on living in the moment. And regarding future, I've just penned down a few lines while listening to you. I feel that, we should pray to our master and Guruji, our God, that is to ask him to endow us with strength, wisdom, love, and compassion to go through, life and experience with grace and positive surrender for our future. The thing which we don't know, we have no answer. So we have to surrender to our God to give us strength to face whatever adversities, we are likely to face. So if you ask God for these qualities, God will grant us, and have faith in your master. So this is my take on your talk. It is very, very profound. I'll have to listen again to, absorb more. And as you mentioned about the song of Vakt, it is so beautifully said. And Sahil Ludhiani was a very eminent writer, and his songs are, evergreen. So your input was very nice, and thank you very much. Thank you.
Jai Guruji. Over to you, Nilima auntie. Please unmute yourself. Nilima Malik auntie.
जय गुरुजी संगत जी, नमस्ते गुरुजी। अंकल मेरी वॉइस आ रही है?
You are audible auntie.
शुक्राना गुरुजी इतनी प्यारी प्यारी सेवा के लिए। एंड नीरजा आंटी, सच अ ब्यूटीफुल सेशन। आई मीन आई वाज सो इन्वॉल्वड इनटू इट कि मेरा मन कर रहा था ये भी और चलता रहे, ये भी और चलता रहे, और ये भी और चलता रहे। सच अ ब्यूटीफुल एक्सप्लेनेशन एंड नो डाउट्स कमलेश मेहता आंटी ने जितना जस्टिस किया है इन वर्ड्स के साथ में, अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस के साथ में, उसका तो जितना हम लोग कह सकें, जैसे हम गुरुजी का गुणगान जितना करें वो कम है। आंटी ने बट बहुत जस्टिस किया है सभी वर्ड्स के साथ और अपनी फीलिंग्स के साथ। और ऐसा लगता है वो सारी फीलिंग्स शायद जो हम लोग अपनी इस लाइफ के अप्स एंड डाउन्स में या लाइफ के मोमेंट्स में हम लोग जो जीते हैं, वो सारी की सारी ही हम लोग पूरी की पूरी इसमें बुक के अंदर में हर एक मोमेंट में, हर एक वर्ड में हम लोग वो फील कर पाते हैं। एंड सच अ ट्रू थिंग, like so connected the song, as Seema aunty also said, आगे भी जाने ना तू, पीछे भी जाने ना तू, जो है यही वक्त है। तो हर पल गुरुजी आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्राना, हर श्वास से आपका शुक्राना। और आज क्योंकि मदर्स डे है, सो आई प्रे एंड फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी ऑल प्रे फॉर माता जी। एज माता जी नहीं होते तो शायद हमारे गुरुजी से भी हम नहीं मिल पाते। तो बहुत बहुत शुक्राना है उस रब का जिन्होंने माता जी को भी बनाया, और माता जी के थ्रू ही हमारे प्यारे गुरुजी आए। और गुरुजी से यही प्रार्थना कि सभी मम्मियों को वो अच्छी सेहत दें, मम्मियों के चेहरों पे सच्ची वाली स्माइल रहे और वो दिल से हमेशा खुश रहे, और उन सबका आशीर्वाद वाला हाथ सब बच्चों के ऊपर रहे। आई एम सो सॉरी, आज थोड़ा ट्रैफिक की वॉइस आ रही होगी बिकॉज मैं थोड़ा सा अभी बाहर आई हुई थी अपनी मेडिसिन के लिए। आई एम सो सॉरी, बट सब मम्मीज को हैप्पी मदर्स डे वंस अगेन। और आप सब बड़ों का आशीर्वाद हम सबके साथ रहे, गुरुजी की कृपा हम सब पर बनी रहे, सरबत का भला हो, इसी प्रार्थना के साथ बहुत बहुत शुक्राना सारी संगत का जिन्होंने ज्वाइन किया। अगले संडे हम सब फिर से शुक्राना मल्टीलिंगुअल ग्रुप पे मिलेंगे। सुरेश अंकल, वेरी वेरी थैंक यू सो मच। अगर शायद गुरुजी ने आपको हुक्म नहीं दिया होता तो शायद आज हम सब एक परिवार, एक माला की तरह नहीं पिरोए हुए होते। बहुत बहुत शुक्राना संगत जी, संगत में ही गुरुजी हैं, तो बहुत बहुत शुक्राना आप सबका अपना टाइम निकालने के लिए, और गुरुजी के लिए ये फ्लावर्स ऑफ ग्रैटिट्यूड उनके लोटस फीट में चढ़ाने के लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्राना। नेक्स्ट संडे वी ऑल विल मीट अगेन एट 8 o'clock. Thank you so very much, शुक्राना गुरुजी। जय गुरुजी। Over to you, Suresh uncle. Thank you so much, Neerja aunty. Thank you so much, Seema aunty. Thank you so much, Suresh uncle.
शुक्राना गुरुजी महाराज दा अनंतम अनंतम. I'll be thanking Dr. Neelima Arora aunty for sharing blissful narrative part of the content from few pages of the book. Thank you very much once again, and wish everyone happy Mother's Day. Thank you very much. Over to you, Anil uncle. गुरुजी महाराज से आज्ञा लेंगे.
शुक्राना संगत जी, अब गुरुजी से आज्ञा ले सकते हैं सभी.
जय गुरुजी.
Thank you.
Thank you.
जय गुरुजी. शुक्राना गुरुजी. अनंतम शुक्राना गुरुजी. आज्ञा गुरुजी. जय गुरुजी. शुक्राना गुरुजी. आज्ञा गुरुजी.
जय गुरुजी. आज्ञा गुरुजी.
सर्वदा पला आज्ञा गुरुजी.
आज्ञा गुरुजी. जय गुरुजी. गुड नाइट गुरुजी.
जय गुरुजी. शुक्राना गुरुजी.